So a sad story out of Covington. I believe it's in Georgia. I'm not quite sure, but a guy who worked for Walmart, took out a couple of his coworkers and then tried to take himself out. But you know how the story goes. Somehow he lived, and now he's in the hospital. I believe from this story that I'm watching now. Um, Condolences to the families of those who lost their loved ones. But every story has a teaching moment, a learning moment, if you will. And this is no different. A lot of times it may not be what you want to hear, but you have to be able to teach people what what to do and what not to do in certain situations. You just got to be smart about it. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells every time I drop a video. You will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
Friday afternoon, and welcome to 11 Alive News at 4. I'm Jonathan Martin.
And I'm Faith Jesse, and we begin with that deadly shooting at a Covington Walmart. The Newton County Sheriff's Office says an employee there shot and killed one of his coworkers inside the store and injured another in the parking lot.
And then they say he drove about a mile and a half down the road and shot and killed another employee. The gunman, Dwayne Etta, was arrested in South Carolina, but not before shooting himself. And that is where we find our Chase Houle tonight. Chase, what can you tell us about what happened earlier?
Jonathan, Faith, it's heartbreaking. The family of Akeela Clarke, the woman who was shot and killed here, says the man kicked in their front door, chased her around the house, and then shot her to death in front of her mother while her sister hid in the closet. Just about 2 months shy of Akeela Clarke's 20th birthday, police say she was gunned down by Dwayne Etta, who police say was her coworker.
She's like how the sun's shining is probably her. Like, that's literally what she was. She was just a light. Like, she was the life of the party.
Natalia Edwards is Clarke's aunt. She says that's Etta's shoe print on the front door from when he kicked it in before going into the home and shooting her niece.
And he came in her room and he...
First question going to be is, how does he know where she lives? Now, if you have an answer or opinion on this, go ahead and put it down in the comment section so we can get this dialogue started.
Went for her, like he walked right past my sister. He didn't even look in her direction. He didn't say nothing to her. He didn't point the gun at her. He didn't try to hurt her. He came for the target and he got his target, unfortunately.
Walmart closed. Meanwhile, at the Walmart Friday afternoon, customers and employees were being turned away after police say Etta shot 2 other co-workers earlier that morning, killing 21-year-old Khalif Barksdale and injuring 29-year-old Ryan Bradley.
It's like, where are you safe at? It's like, we're not safe at the store, and it's like, we're not safe at home. It's like, how are we going to be protected?
You at Walmart. But anyway, now I'm thinking that he went in and the 21-year-old was targeted because he definitely got the job done with him. Then he went out to the parking lot and maybe the older guy maybe tried to stop him or confronted him and he just, wounded him or whatever. Maybe I think he was probably a casualty at that point. And then he left and went sought out. What's her name? Akeela?
It's like, we're not even protected by our own coworkers.
Jonathan Dormaville works the same overnight shift as Akeela Clarke and Etta.
If the store was open.
So Akeela Clarke and a duh? I thought it was a dude. Anyway, they work the same overnight. Let me just finish.
You wouldn't be able to see him the whole time in the store because he works in the very back. So I don't know, like, how, like, anything will happen. Like, how you would get in an altercation with anybody. It's like, something like that will only happen if you want it to happen.
So why did it happen? That's something police and everyone else are trying to figure out, leaving people to draw up their own conclusions.
We're not really sure of the details of like what's really happening, but from what we kind of know, there was like a problem going on at the job, at the workplace, and it just escalated.
Wow.
That tells us nothing.
Just horrible, Chase. So do we know more about the suspect and where he is right now?
Yeah, Jonathan, as of about 2 hours ago, the Newton County Sheriff's Office says he's in a hospital in Augusta after he shot himself in South Carolina, where police found him after he allegedly shot his coworkers. Jonathan, Faith?
Our Chase Houle live for us in Newton County tonight.
So I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I'm sure y'all are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. There's nothing wrong with, saying what you feel because it's quite possible it's true. Akeela and Ada probably most likely had a relationship because how would he know where she lives? How would he know where her room was? Passed by everybody in the house, didn't ask anybody where she was at. The cousin said he didn't say a word to anyone, just kicked in the door and went straight upstairs to Akeela's room and gunned her down. Overnight shift. That's a very, very, very I ain't gonna say dangerous, but it's one of them shifts that a lot of hanky panky can go on. I'm just gonna put out there and say I feel that they might have had a relationship. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a relationship at work. I mean, but the saying is you ain't supposed to poop where you eat. Because but this is why many companies, and I believe including Walmart, have policies that state there's no, that you can't have relationships with coworkers. And this is why. Well, especially if they're probably what do you say? Basically you say like if they're like insubordinate or, like supervisor and someone who's below them. I don't know. But it's but they frown upon like relationships in jobs. And this is one of the reasons why, because you want to avoid situations. Now, this could happen. You might see 1,000 relationships at work. But all it takes is one time for this to happen, and it done disrupted your job and your business. They had to close your business. Now the police are involved, law enforcement involved. You got families. Now your lawyers going. Now you got to all that money you paying your lawyers. Now it's time for them to get to work. All this kind of stuff. Lawsuits about to be involved. All this stuff that businesses want to avoid. Stuff like this is why they, like I say, are against relationships in the job. That's what I feel. I believe a lot of people are going to feel that. And it's quite possible that that other dude probably most likely said something. He either said something about Akeela, probably saying that maybe boy found out that they was doing something behind his back. He probably thought he was the only one knocking it down, and come to find out somebody else knocking it down, and he got all of, in his feelings and ran, and then just wanted to shoot. Ain't want to fight it out. Didn't say, hey man, forget this bra. You know what I'm saying? She ain't nothing. She ain't nothing but she for the streets. Leave her alone. I'm just assuming, because ain't nobody finna sit here, like old boy say, ain't nothing gonna happen unless you want it to happen. But ain't nothing gonna happen unless there's a reason for it to happen. Ain't nobody finna sit here and take out a coworker and then drive up the road to another coworker's house, kick the door in, and then take her out, and then go and want to take his own life. So this was like a relationship. This was very emotional. There was a lot of emotion involved in this whole situation. Because I'm trying to think. I can't recall knowing any female's address. Hell, even and probably most of the dudes' address. Hell, anybody I work with now, I don't know their address. Don't know where they live. Somebody know the city, might know the area, but I don't know where these people live at, man or female. In either job I got right now. Jobs in the past. Well, I can think of one, maybe two in my whole life. But other than that, I don't know. That's just something that that's just something you just not get engaged in. You go to work, clock out, that's it. You don't kick it with coworkers. Hell, I never kick it with a boss, never kick it with coworkers. Man, we have like company parties, and most of the time, unless like I was a manager and I just had to throw it because, the policy said I had to be the one to do it. And that was it. And we just go somewhere out to eat, and that's it. But I ain't never went nowhere we did a lot of drinking, nowhere where they did like a lot of dancing, company parties, whether it be at hotels, ballrooms, none of that stuff. I go home because you just don't, like I say, you don't eat where you crap. You just don't mix that. You just You just do not. But some people, they do, and things like this happen. Like I say, sad story, but this is just a telltale. Hey, man, just keep work separate from your personal life at all costs, especially nowadays. I'm glad I'm not in the dating world because, good Lord, these dudes are very emotional. Too dang on emotional. I heard, man, I'm sorry. I just pray for my daughters anyway. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do it around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. If you would like to support us financially, you can always give us super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or you can go to the description box, and there are a couple of links there you can click on. You can help support us that way. Now, if you like something tangible for your dollars, which a lot of people do, you can click on our Shopify store. You can go to marlonmorale.com, or you can just simply hit that shop button below and check out all our luxury products. We have fragrances that last all day long, male and female. We got silk products that's clinically proven to be the best product for your skin and your hair. We have beard products, and we have handbags and much more. Check them out. You will not be disappointed. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.